Frank's in Manchester. Hello, Frank.
How do? Ian.
How you doing? All right?
I'm okay. How's your good self?
Yeah, pretty good at this end.
Okay.
Good work. You got a question for Ambrose?
Yeah, actually. I remember once, I used to go to the old, I think it's called it Sat Mat.
Oh, yeah.
Saturday
matinee. Oh, yeah.
And I seen a film once called The Christmas That Nearly Wasn't.
Yeah.
Now, does Ambrose know that one?
60s film. I think it was made in the 60s, although you might have seen it in the 70s, maybe, at the cinema.
I think so, yeah. And I remember the name. Was there Phineas T. Prune?
The character in the film, you mean? Yeah.
Phineas T. Prune.
Yeah,
this
that's
is
a cracking name, that.
Isn't that? Not
exactly.
bad name.
Haven't named it.
This is a sort of film. This is a bit like the thing we talked about last week. Oh, what was it? The sheriff, like the alien and the sheriff, or the electric. I can't remember what the damn thing is. But kind of a kiddies film that was filmed in one language and then dubbed into another. Because interestingly enough, the director of this film, which for people who don't know the story, it's about Santa Claus gets evicted from the North Pole, doesn't he?
That's right.
By a dude who buys up the North Pole. Rossano Brazzi, who actually directs it. I can't remember if he's in it or not, but this is the guy who, if you remember the Italian Job, he's the guy on he gets killed in the opening scene in the Italian Job, and he's the guy who tells Michael Caine via the newsreel how to do the bank job, etc. He was also a priest in The Omen 3, The Final Conflict. Anyway, he directed this film, so a multi-talented guy. And
is it available on the DVD?
It is, but unfortunately, it's kind of one of those that got released a few years ago, and you can only get on eBay. But it's quite reasonable, 7-8 quid. So it is available if you have a look around on the right websites.
Can I just ask you another question?
Go for it.
You know all this CGI kind of stuff?
Oh yeah.
Like, I've been watching a couple of films of the past few years, like when it first came out, where Jason Argonauts.
Yeah, the Ray Harryhausen.
Yeah, with them skeletons.
Yeah,
now,
brilliant.
imagine when kids watch this nowadays and age, because you've got like Superman, Spider-Man.
True.
Type of film. What do they actually think? Do they think, oh, it's dated, or it's, what do they actually think?
I can't speak for people younger than myself, but I imagine they accept it as normal. Well, they kind of see special effect. I mean, they didn't live through the Ray Harryhausen period, so they haven't seen him improve so much. But I don't know. It's an interesting point you bring up, because in 20 years' time, 30 years' time, what will today's kids who have been growing up on Spider-Man and the what they think? Yeah.
Well, I have
a bit of so much in the past 10 years or 15. So CGI is gonna, like they said, is it going to take over actors?
I don't think it will. The main thing there is...
Well, to a degree it does. Stunts and things like that.
It's not Spider-Man the character that's jumping from a building, it's CGI.
There's a film that I released 5 years ago called Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within, where they tried to exactly do this, animate almost like real life. The hair, the skin, it looked amazing. But there comes to a point where the camera does lie, in a sense, that the sort of 3 dimensions of the skin and the face, even if they get it a lot better than they have now, which is pretty good, there's all sorts of things that we just take for granted that you do notice in terms of light. Maybe computers will get so good in the future that
they'll be able to read all of them.
Yes, that's true. Because after all, film itself.
Do you still think we'll have a director and an editor?
Oh yeah. I mean, if you think about it, I think that. I don't know. I mean, obviously people think, oh, well, CGI might replace actors and it'll be cheaper. Wouldn't Hollywood love that? But actually, no, because Hollywood as a community is part of people who still want work. Well, so lots of actors and directors...
It's money business, isn't it? So they've got to employ and also make some money from it.
It is, but at the same time, it's not just going to be a case of, solar studios hiring a bunch of computer programmers, because that just won't happen, because there's too many vested interests to allow that to happen, I would say.
Well, it's great to speak to you, Ambrose.
No worries.
You're very entertaining guy.
Fantastic.
I'm glad to hear that.
Thank you very much, Frank. Good man. Cheers, Frank.
Okay, cheers.
You take care. And I never ever thought I'd hear anybody use the phrase Jason and Argonauts.
Just a quick one,
Not
by the
bad.
way.
That's brilliant.